This is
Guess who?
Ooh, wow. Beyonce.
Yo, Jamaica with the talk truth. Guess who?
Spice. Yeah, Spice, boy, I see that.
Why?
And the Spices.
No, it's not.
D.I. Bad girl D.I.
Who names so?
What she say at the B, what baddest? The word there, she has spelled for the song. What's your name? Where did I try to talk about? You know what's your name?
Guess who?
One woman named Bad Girl D.I. and she me the thing.
God, do I really need to tell you?
A Chrissy B.
Oh,
This is your girl Chrissy B. The kind of can't see right now. Me and them I get fixed right now. See that? Ready?
well, I don't know. This is a girl, Chrissy B, and
Your boy Omain. Welcome back to another interesting topic and show on relationship ed, guys. We're trying to figure out what's going on in her head.
I mean, oftentimes we are being blindfolded in our relationships, and so today we started that one off because you don't know. Today we are teach your partner how to love. They need to teach us how to love them, right? You can't give off one whole heap of stinking attitude, some whole heap of, whatever, and they don't know.
What's going on in your head when you're trying to teach your partner how to love you? How do you do that?
Alright, so first of all, for me, this is a very exciting topic, by the way. You notice how I'm fidgeting and stuff.
Yes.
Right, so anyways, for me, first of all, do you even love yourself? How do you teach somebody to love you if you don't even love yourself? Do you even know who you are? Do you even understand yourself? Do you understand your own thoughts? So there are times when, of course, women, we might be experiencing some of that make you feel like we're bipolar because we're not sure why we're so emotional at this point, or we're not sure why we give off the energy here, right? To be honest with you, we're not gonna take the full blame because men do it a lot. Like today, case in point, trying to meet up with my YouTube partner. I don't even want to say who that is. But he just sends one great level of attitude. I may say, yo, like Jesus, please, what they want in that man, they get me. And then, of course, when we met up, he might tell me, say, boy, true, me they change a little time for him or whatever. And I'm like, yo, just say it no, come me, you that tell you. Chrissy B, that just say, yo, here what go on. You change the time for me, what go on this out. Like, you did done set a time. Even though I had already said that, boy, if it is that you need to relax the time, may we do that. You know what I mean? Just communicate that.
I agree.
Right. So me did I try to figure out what going in M8. So me sent a little attitude as me say, and oh my God, it threw me off. It made me kind of like fierce all the way down to meeting up, and you know what I mean? So first of all, do you understand who you are?
I like that. Let's pick up on that and run with it, yes? Mm-hmm. Once you have a handle on who you are as a person, and you find the person that you are physically attracted to, really are in love with, or you have the potential to be in love with this person, the next thing is to see how much they understand you.
But hold on, you know, answer that part there. We have to deal with me first.
All right, so let's start from the business relationship, right? It will take time for persons to understand you, and that's like the playing field, right? Basic level playing field. Mm-hmm. Once time is involved, the person gets to know what ticks you off. They can identify the change in your tone, change in your modes or moods. Then we'll be better able to address those issues, which is one of the things we spoke about today as well. There is a sign at my workplace that says 90% of all conflicts begin with the tone of voice. And it was so that she felt a little way today because of my tone of voice. That is an insight to, how I'm feeling or what happened throughout the day to ensure that we could meet the time, get the sun in our video and all of that. So it kind of threw me off. But outside of that, it's very important though that you know yourself, love yourself, right, and understand yourself based on what Chrissy B is saying.
Yeah, that's the part of me I try for us to address. Understanding me. To be honest with you, there is absolutely no way to understand me if the persons in my surrounding, in my circle, actually point some things out. So let me drive something home. If it is that you're going to have a friend just because you want to always tell you, say, yeah man, you know, say you do well even when you're not doing well. That's not no friend. So all you gotta understand how you are if your friend is always lying to you and tell you, say, yeah man, that's alright, or you carry your friend on a journey and you expect them to give you input and and at the end of it, because they're not telling you what you want to hear, you're gonna be upset. No. You have to understand how you are or who you are, and that is done by another party. So Omain would help me to understand who Christina is, because I'm unable to just sit down and dissect myself in a soul, spirit and whatever and talk to myself and try to figure out no. Him if he see one like a bad attitude in me, one good behavior, whatever it is, he's going to be the one who has to tell me that, you know what, you're like this. We can't just tell her who I am or how I am if someone else never told me. I mean, I can tell that I'm beautiful. I don't need to have someone tell me that. So, like I said, we have to have an understanding of who you are before you can understand or accept and teach your partner how to love you if you don't know who you'll be. You're miserable? Like that now work. You get me? Unless your partner going to be patient enough to say, alright, fine. Come and meet a girl that she miserable. And the way I'll get her on a miserable day is to kind of rub her down. Sorry. It's to kind of like, you know what I mean? Probably give her a massage if she going some miserable.
So for me, being vulnerable is a big thing. Telling persons your innermost secrets, your mistakes, your expectations, those are very close to you. Literally, you keep those things in your head and to yourself most of the time, if not all the time. Agreed?
Yeah.
When you tell somebody the innermost parts of you, you kind of put yourself on the hook for them to use it back at you, tell other people, and straight out just discredit what you felt, what you've been going through. So I think it's really appropriate teaching my partner how to love me. What I would say is, if you feel as though you've met the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or for a better term, the person that you see yourself with for a long time, then you're gonna make sure that you try. She's laughing at me.
Yes, not because you don't know what me I think. I also want to throw in from essence.com. There are some pointers that, of course, you always do research and stuff, and I love these ones. As a matter of fact, I read this book. It's called The Five Love Languages. A lot of you have read it, and I would lend everybody that book. I'm going to download it or read it on some site of the other. I actually have the physical copy. So the thing is, we first need to do a love language test or quiz. This is how you're going to teach your partner to love you. So if your love language is receiving gifts, how I'm going to teach my partner is, of course, like I said, we do the quiz and we figure it out. Other than that, some men are very keen on details, so they will pick up that their woman likes a particular thing. So for me, I pay attention. So like I will look at my partner. If my partner love hugs, if my partner I think they like gifts, as I said, or what are the love languages again?
Touch.
Well, affection.
Yeah, acts of affection, gifts. I don't really know them.
Oh my God! Like, yes. Some of them. One of them is listening. So you have to be a listener or whatever. So I mean, that is it for me. This is how I'm going to teach my partner to love me, because I will make it very clear as to the things that I like or love. And how you pick this up, though, men, is that a woman who likes receiving gifts will give gifts, even if they don't have any. I think we said this in a previous video. Right. Yeah, these are some of the ways that
this is true too. When it comes on to letting in, that's one part of it in terms of the love language. But what about reciprocating that? Are you willing to, of course, give the gift, but how about the other side of it, where the person has a love language and it's not so familiar to you?
Mm-hmm.
How do you let yourself be vulnerable enough to, showcase that or to act upon that act of love? If you give gifts and they don't,
Mm-hmm.
but they prefer affection, how do you find a balance? I think if you're willing to, if you look inside yourself and you say, you know what, all right, maybe they don't really get that I like gifts. Maybe I see that they like acts of affection more. Let us talk about it. Let's have an open conversation to ensure that there is no ambiguity or obscurity, so that if the person that you're with doesn't give you gifts the way that you expect, it doesn't take away from the growth of the relationship as well.
And you know what? Like I said, doing the quiz would actually hit the key point. Because you would have to wonder, because you just did the quiz, so you would pay attention at that point thereafter. Another thing that I was thinking is that if, like I said, if the other party's love language is to actually be affectionate, them go come in and say, babes, we're going to kiss you, hug you, and all these things. So you have to wonder every evening, make sure you greet them women, make sure you greet a man at the door, hug them, you know what I mean? Suppose them just love when you cook and clean the place, because that's another love language, by the way.
Which goes back into acts of affection, right?
Which is right. And so, they might say, oh, wash down the toilet, you look dirty or whatever.
Acts of service.
Acts of service. Thank you very much.
There you
so
go.
you have to apply yourself. You know what I mean? Me know enough woman, and every woman like clean. And I will not judge you for that, because you're probably very good at something else. But then, and by the way, I'm not just speaking to the women, because men can show acts of service. Because me like clean and stuff, but me like when a man help. And you had said something previously too, which was the fact that helpmate, I love that point. And trust me, that stuck with me. Like,
because layman's term, one hand can't clap, bird can't fly upon one wing. So if I'm complimenting you, if I'm showing you that I love you, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be that person that is fitting the hand to the glove. It might take a time. Generally, stronger relationships take some time to build.
Right.
Let us know if you guys have any pointers that we've missed. There are 5 love languages. I'm sure we only touched on maybe 3 or 4, and we only kind of just scraped on the acts of service part. You can tell us number 5 if you know it, if you are in the business out there of love and relationships. Guys, for the persons who are struggling, if you have a question that you'd like to put to us, definitely share it. We'll be definitely interested to hear your point of view. We won't air your business online as well, just to be safe that we're saying and stating that. But we like to have the conversation as well. You do have persons out there who are very vindictive too. So you have to be mindful of how much you reveal to people. Just be very careful of who you're saying what to, especially what you're exposing to them about yourself as well.
Yes. Another point that I wanted to make clear too is the matter of allowing a clean slate. Now, your partner might do something, messed up in the relationship. Probably it's not cheating, because I don't know why these days people feel like a relationship that ends
is because
of cheating. No, it can be communication issue. It can very well be things that they're baggages that they're carrying for years that
hearsay.
That too. And it can also be because the person is just not willing to, I mean, they're planning, but they're not willing to put together as a unit. They're not unified. They don't think like a unit. They think, me, or I'm going to do this and then you follow me kind of thing.
Right.
And back to our point of a topic that we spoke about, submitting. So yeah, like I said, allow your partner a clean slate. Allow them to, forgive them if they said something really messed up to you yesterday. I mean, it was harsh. Talk about verbal abuse. Men, you have to be careful. Women, you have to be careful of that tongue. If you have one of those tongues where say, why?
Slippery.
And you can destroy a man's character in a minute. You have to be very careful. So, once again, allow him a clean slate. Move forward. Leave your party girl image behind. So, I mean, we're adults, we're getting older. I know a lot of persons, they love to party and they love to, all these things, they're wild and whatever. Do what in your bedroom? You don't need to still hold on to some things. If you have some friends where you used to carry out some places, that's not necessary. You have your man now, I mean, you have your woman. Not saying that you must drop all your friends now and not just you and him, because if you and him feel left tomorrow, best believe say you ain't got no friends, you're gonna have to find new friends. You don't need that. But you also have to be very you must choose well. So choose your friends wisely and know which one to let go and which one to continue with.
I like that point, to be honest. I agree and disagree, because if you are persons who are party goers and the relationship includes that aspect of it, then by all means ensure that you're doing it responsibly and together. Include the person instead of saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to party the same way, don't need you there. It goes the same way when it comes on to not being in each other's space all the time, the trust factor. And this is something that was said to me even recently. You don't need to be everywhere that I am. I don't need to be everywhere that you are, because you're working on trust and developing that trust as well. And it's a big factor when it comes on to the vulnerable part. If you're leaving yourself out there airing your laundry, best believe, do not be naive. Make sure you understand the risk of it. Make sure you can manage it and mature. If you hear something that didn't really go so, if you hear somebody saying, hey, this, that, and the next thing about you, because it speaks to how much you have made yourself vulnerable as well.
Yeah, very good point.
There we go.
The last I want to say is feedback. Feedback is everything. I mean, I've learned over the years to not go head to head, and that's another topic that is upcoming. To be honest with you, I would want that to be a panel discussion. But back to the point, feedback. If you are, say for example, as just a simple argument with your spouse, I do believe that we need to take several breaths and probably just usa for a little while, then we speak. Because thank you, take a step back, because I don't believe that we should be speaking when we're angry, because this is when the tongue will say whatever it feel like. And that can be very, very destructive.
This is true.
Yeah. So I believe that we need to take a step back. We're going to give the feedback, but once again, make sure you're level-headed, your head clear, and you just speak, from your heart rather than speaking from an angry place.
I like the topics. I like the conversation around it. Let's see if we can get persons to engage. I think so far, most if not all of our topics are relevant and they kind of interconnect, such as compromise, second chances, third chances. Those were absolutely great pointers. The other one here about complementing each other goes right into the midst of what we're talking about as well. So it's not just a singular topic to say, hey, this is separate from the rest. It's all one, but we're just making sure that we put a spotlight on each topic so we can engage with you guys a whole lot more.
Right.
It has been another interesting show, another interesting topic. Thank you for joining us. This is your boy Omain.
And this is the girl Chrissy B.
We are out.
Oh my god, the police are coming, and we're not supposed to be in this part, by the way. But we're here, and you don't know what I'm saying. You know the police.
You know, say mad?
Oh, my mad.
She mad. Like, the party boat, the wheel over there, son. She not up on the boat.
I'm not about air music. I have one built-in music, you don't know.
Case in point. Mad like a shot.
Hey everyone! Thanks for tuning into another edition of Relationship Ed, where we try to figure out what in his head. I'm sorry for being so dramatic. No, I'm not sorry.